This is June 2018, paper 51. This is a class for paper 5 design. And now the main theme is think, plan, and organize a practical. This is a thinking paper. I mean, you have to think, you have to participate, you have to give the ideas. You people can give the ideas on the mic. You can also use your chat. Ideally, you can answer, you can give your feedback, suggestion on the mic. This is a 15-mark paper and question. The first part is the review of the marks allocation. It's very important to remember the marks allocation. If you do not follow the marks allocation, then it will be a problem. The first thing is 2 marks variables. What are the variables? That independent and dependent. Methods of data collection, which is 4 marks. It includes a proper diagram, and whenever you see question 1, there is a space given for the diagram. Method of analysis, this is of 3 marks. This is given for 3 marks. And then additional detail. Additional detail includes some smart points. It also includes safety and other precautions. This is a 6-mark block. 2022 examiners are allowed to change the marks if they need. Suppose someone has written a good analysis, so the student can get 4 marks there. But normally we follow this marks allocation. I'm starting June 1851 as to, this is, as I said earlier, this paper is a discussion paper. This question is a discussion question. This is not basically like paper 4 where you have to do some memory work. A student is investigating the force between two charged metal sphere S and T as shown. Look at this diagram. Two charged metal sphere, 1 and to the R, S and T are there. They are separated by a distance R. This is the investigation. Each sphere may be charged by connecting the positive lead from a power supply to the sphere and then removing the lead. The electromotive force of the power supply used to charge sphere T is V. The force F between the two charged sphere may be determined by attaching sphere S to a top pen balance. Now this is the theory. You have to read the plan carefully. Each sphere may be charged by connecting the positive lead from a power supply to the sphere and then removing the lead. The electromotive force of the power supply used to charge sphere T is V. Force F, how we measure the force? The force between the two charged sphere may be determined by attaching the sphere S to a top pen balance. I have shared the PDF also, and you people can open the PDF if you want to have a PDF style script parallel in any device. For a constant charge on a sphere S, it is suggested that the relationship between F and V is this. F is equal to alpha V upon R square. This is a given equation, and always the given equation where R is the distance between the centers of the sphere and alpha is a constant. Now, this equation will decide the whole question because you have to remember the variables. These are the variables you have to work out. So I read again. For a constant charge on a sphere S, it is suggested that the relation between F and V is this. What is R? R is the distance between the center of the sphere and alpha is a constant. Then what is V? If you go back, you can see V, the electromotive force, the power supply used to charge sphere T. Look here. The top one, the above sphere is T and the lower sphere is S. Okay. Now, this is the story and this is the equation. Why equation is so important? Because actually you have to read the equation. You have to find the parameters and all the plan according to it. Now, look at this important 2 lines. Very important. Design a laboratory experiment to test the relation between F and V. What is F? F is the force. What is V? V is the voltage. Explain how your results could be used to determine a value for alpha, which is a constant. you should draw a diagram on page number 3 showing the arrangement of your equipment. Now, everyone has to see this one. This is a permanent page which comes always. So you have to just memorize it. Procedure to be followed, measurements to be taken, control of variable, analysis of the data, any safety precautions to be taken. Now, this is the whole question. I repeat again that in this question, you have to read the question carefully. If you start with a wrong approach, it will be a total loss because a wrong approach means 0 marks. Now I have to start with variables. Okay, this is a heading style and you can use side heading. If you have printed the paper, you have a space there. If you want to write on your tablet or loose page, then you have to follow the headings in the same way. Variable. V is the independent variable. Why? Because I will change it. F is the dependent variable because I will not change it. It will change according to my voltage. So it means what? Vary the voltage and measure F. Voltage alter करें और measure करें force को. What is R? R is the separation. So now you have to copy down the variables. To copy down this whole screen in your copy, give the heading, give the date. Okay, now if you people can give me a feedback if you people have copied it.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now we move forward and then we have a procedure. Acha, procedure actually means you have to make a diagram, you have to write down the procedure, working. This is the center part of the question which gives the plan. This is a thinking process, okay? Now, the thinking process begins here. How I will measure the R, I can use a meter rule. So I will start thinking, and this is my thinking process. How I will measure the force. Examiner says use top and balance. This is a top and balance. Now, why they are here? Because I have to provide a circuit. I have to provide a circuit here. Look at this circuit. Look at this circuit connecting leads. These are the connecting leads. These are called the crocodile clips. Red, red and black are the connecting leads. I am having a battery. Why I am thinking of a battery? Because I will charge the sphere from the battery. Look at this. This is a digital voltmeter. This is all my thinking process. In the paper, when you reach this step, you have to start thinking and you have to collect the important equipment. Look at this. This is the analog voltmeter. I can use digital, I can use analog. What is this CRO? CRO can also measure voltage. CRO can measure the voltage to a very high degree of accuracy. CRO accuracy is very high, extremely high accuracy. Look at this. This is the power supply. This is another option to measure voltage. How come this is another option? Because here you can directly attach this apparatus. You can measure the voltage. EHT power supply. Now, EHT power supply is basically a power system in which voltage is also shown and you can directly measure it. Look at this plan. Look at the plan. We have shown the two spheres, the set square, meter rule, a stand, a top and balance, and I have also shown a power supply with voltmeter. Diagram is the main thing. It is the most important part of this question. A well thought workable diagram is necessary. So my plan is to set everything like this, and why the set squares are there, so I can precisely locate their positions and I can measure the value of R. Okay, so now you people have to give the heading procedure. If you are writing in the printed sheet, you can simply copy the diagram in the space. He gives a separate space for the diagram. Okay, so now you have to copy this diagram, and whoever copies it, you can post it on the chat that you have copied, but draw the diagram by your hand because it's necessary to have a practice on it. So please copy the diagram and then we start the discussion on it. The diagram shows a meter rule, a stand, two blocks. If you have copied the diagram, you can update me on the mic or you can update me on the chat. Okay. Hassan, how much your diagram, did you compare your diagram with it?
Yes, sir, it's the same except the power supply.
Very good. That's good. Okay. Shahir, have you drawn it? Now, I have a plan to discuss that when you put a positive charge on the sphere from the power supply, that there will be a force. How the meter show the reading? Actually, when repulsion occurs, no need to change your diagram. Never show plus plus on the diagram you have drawn. Now, what will happen when you charge the two spheres by the same number, same amount, same sign? There will be a force of repulsion between the sphere. There will be a force of repulsion between the sphere. Now, the sphere will repel each other. Reading increases. Okay, this is how the reading will change. So now what is the plan? How I'm going to narrate the working? I will tell the examiner that the sphere is charged. I can earth the sphere for safety purpose after use. So how you start the description? Whenever you start the description, you have to say that arrange the apparatus as shown. Arrange the apparatus as shown, then use set square. I'm orally dictating it, no need to copy it, the description, but you have to think in procedure, you have to write down the procedure. Okay, arrange the apparatus as shown. Using set square, determine the value of R. Do not change the value of R throughout the experiment. Now, charge the sphere T, the top one. Charge the sphere T using the power supply by a known voltage and use the electrical insulation gloves to hold it there, because otherwise it can hurt you. So now then take the top end reading before charging the sphere T. Take the reading of the top end balance. I'm recording the class also and I will post it and share. So no need to worry about any copying. Just focus on the plan. So what you will do, you will charge the sphere T. Before charging, take the balance reading, charge it and take the balance reading, subtract them to get the force. The meter rule should be vertical and then it should be measuring precisely the value of R. The top end balance will give us the reading of the force. The power supply with voltmeter will give us the voltage. Now, you will tell the examiner that now one trial is over. Now, switch off the apparatus, allow it to cool. Voltage current apparatuses are always heated. Switch off the apparatus, switch off the apparatus, allow it to cool, and then simple, very simple. Once it is cooled down, Then earth the sphere T. Why I should earth it? Because otherwise it will keep the charge. I will neutralize it. Earthing is necessary so that it becomes neutral. Then you have to repeat the trial with a new voltage. Alter the voltage by the power supply. Give a new voltage to the sphere T and repeat the trial. In this way, keep on changing the voltage and repeating the trial. Record all the values in a table, and then you can draw a graph. You're not supposed to show the table, you're not supposed to show the graph, you just have to describe. Syllabus says a well labeled diagram. A well labeled diagram is enough for good marks. No need to worry about anything. No need to worry about anything like making any description or extra work if diagram is well labeled. Acha, now give the heading control of variables. Give the heading control of variables. What is the control of variable? What to measure, what to change? Vary the voltage and measure F. This is called control. So after giving the heading, write down this as control of variable. I will tell the examiner that I am going to change the voltage and measure force. Now let us go for analysis. What is analysis? Analysis means the equation is given. You have to rearrange the equation according to your variables, and then you have to compare it with y is equal to mx plus c. You have to copy this. Give the heading analysis. Now look at the working. This is a very well-known standard working. Rearrange the formula according to your variables. Y is equal to mx plus c. You have to compare to find y, x, gradient, c, everything. So you have to copy this working. Now, how I know that who will come on X, who will come on Y? The theme is simple. Whatever you are saying dependent will come on Y and dependent will come on X. Once you people have copied it, you people can tell me. Okay. Hassan, have you compared your work?
Sir, I have the same values.
Okay. So good. Whenever you look at this idea, whenever you are solving this analysis, this is a line, he's always waiting for it, the examiner. The relation is valid if the straight line passes through the origin. Why origin? Because C is 0. So whenever you see 0, whenever you get C0, you should say origin. If C is not 0, it's not passing through the origin. You have to copy this. This is a permanent sentence. Now look at this thing. M is the gradient. So gradient is equal to alpha upon r square. So alpha is equal to gradient into r square. Alpha is equal to gradient into r square. You have to see this working. Why I am finding gradient as alpha? He actually asked me to find alpha. So I'm showing him that how I will determine the value of alpha. Look at this working. So you mentioned the relationship is valid. It's not passing. It is passing through the origin. You use gradient to find alpha. Now you move forward. Precautions. This is another very important part, and you can score the remaining 6 marks here. All other marks are done. So safety and accuracy. What's the meaning of safety accuracy? Some precautions related to the operator safety and some related to accuracy. So how we solve safety and accuracy? Whenever you answer this, come here in this diagram. Okay. Now you stand here and you should mention the safety and accuracy. You people can contribute now. It's a thinking discussion paper. This is the apparatus. Tell me at least 2 safety precautions. Anyone can contribute in writing or in on mic.
Gloves with insulation when handling
Very
the
good.
wires.
Insulation gloves. Okay, electrical insulation gloves, so you are not having any electric shock. Good contribution. Okay, anyone else for any safety? One more safety precaution. Okay, no one else is willing to pay the next second one. Look, this is a safety precaution that these are metal balls. You have to make sure that you do not spin over. Acha, this is also to understand. The criteria for safety for Britisher is very high. A little ball, even a little electric shock is called a hazard. Normally, a metal ball is not so much charged that it can hurt severely, but they say every little precaution is accepted as a precaution. So second precaution, what is the second precaution? The first precaution Hassan has contributed is that use electrical insulation gloves. Second precaution, the metal balls should be safely removed. They can be rolled over and they can fall from the table. Acha, now give me two accuracy precaution.
Sir, use insulated stand to hold ball S.
That means that the ball does not get discharged in the contact. So that's a good idea. So now the first accuracy precaution, the stand holding T, the top one, the thread and the stand should not be any conductor, otherwise it will be neutralized. Second accuracy precaution is set square. Can anyone tell me why there is a set square, two set square on S and T? Set square precisely locate a position. Set square is a locator. Remember, set square help to locate a position accurately. Like something is perpendicular, there is a gap. Set square is used to fill the gap. So these are the safety precautions. So we have done the safety precaution. Additional details means what? Some smart details. Normally people cover it during the question. Never give this heading. No need to give heading. Additional details means safety precautions, improvements, precautions, improvements, changes, extra care. For example, the all-time famous sentence, repeat the trial, take an average, avoid parallax error. Some of them are memory, some of them are question related. Achha, these are the additional points from the marking scheme. Majority of them we have discussed. So in the in the paper, you have to mention some additional details. These are the additional details. So you can precisely say that these are the smarter points. So this is the end of the question. We did June 18. We did June 18, 51 today. Before closing the class, if anyone has any query, any suggestion, any modification here, the point can be made. You have the time now. Quickly, you can contribute any question or any suggestion. Okay, so we are done with the class. This is basically June 18, 51 design question. Question 2 is always very easy. So we are now stopping here and we will inshallah do another class in the coming week. We are stopping here. Thank you. Allah Hafiz.